Hey, what's going on, guys? Double Wide 6, and I really haven't made a video in quite a while. Just a lot of family stuff, so just bear with me. And today I'm fixing something for my buddy's father, and I came across something interesting, so I just figured I'd make a quick video. So today's project is a John's Red chainsaw. It's a 2054 turbo. And the problem with the saw is that it was pumping too much oil out of it. So I just want to show you guys what was going on here. I went through the saw. Basically, I removed the bar guard so that you can see in here. And this is clutch side of the saw. Right here is the oil line. And sometimes if you're missing an oil filter, or if your oil line has a crack in it, or like I said, the filter is disconnected, it'll pump a whole lot of oil because there's not nearly as much pressure without that filter on there. And the oil was pumping, and it goes through here, and down in here is the adjustment. There's some O-rings on that. I took this little adjustment tube out, and that's how you adjust the flow of the oil. And that all inspected and looked good. I even ended up changing one of the O-rings because I thought maybe that might have something to do with it, but that wasn't it. There's a little nipple in here that wasn't leaking or anything, so that was good. Oil then comes up through this brass tube, and it comes out here where it gets on the top of the chain and the bar. I just took off a small rubber termination end that goes in here and was on there. But when the saw would run, it was completely just pumping oil all over the place. And one of the first things that I did after I pressure tested this line to make sure that there was no leaks and pull it and check the filter, I pressure tested the tank. But before I did that, I took the cap and I put a new O-ring on it. I had an O-ring around here, so I replaced the O-ring just to make sure that the cap was sealed well. And I'll show you how I pressure tested this. What I wanted to do was pressure test the tank, because you want to make sure right away that your tank's not leaking. If you think of something like a 2-liter bottle, if it were empty and you tried to suck the air out of the bottle, you wouldn't be able to do so. Now, if you put a hole in the back end of the bottle and you tried to suck the air out of it, you'd be able to suck all the air you wanted. Well, you kind of have the same thing with the oil reservoir. If there's a leak, then it's going to suck air and it's going to draw much more oil. So I'm going to start out just by spraying some bubbles on here. So soapy water. And to do the pressure test, I'm using my Mighty Vac. It's actually the Automotive 8500. Nice tool, especially when you're trying to diagnose something like this. And what I'm doing is I'm hooking that up to the oil draw line there, and I'm starting to pump this thing up. And as we pump, if we look closely at the saw, we're starting to see bubbles coming out. Okay, there's bubbles coming out here, and there's bubbles coming out here. And upon closer inspection of the saw, we can actually see a crack here, and it's right where the case actually splits. So I'll show you the cracks. So we'll just take you in here. Now, I noticed these cracks when I was looking for oil leaks, but I didn't see any oil coming out. So right there's a crack, and along here where the seal goes through, I get bubbles here. And you can see out here on the front, there's actually a little crack there, and this is where the chain must have hit. You can see some damage. So there's several leaks along here, and this isn't really repairable other than having it welded or buying new parts. But the problem with these older saws is that it's really hard to get parts because they're pretty much obsolete and they're all used. You have to get them off eBay. So the pressure test really helped me out with this saw, because otherwise, without it, you're just throwing parts at it, you know, thinking that there might be something wrong with the oil pump, or who knows, and you just buy parts. So I did that pressure test there. Another pressure test that I could have conducted that I didn't have to do was I could have turned the saw on, drained all the oil out of it, and came in through the oil reservoir cap side there and hook up my pressure gauge. This pressure gauge is really nice because it has pressure and it also has vacuum. So if you turn it this way, it'll pull a vacuum, and I could run the saw and check out the gauge and see how much vacuum you have, and you could tell if the saw's drawing too much pressure, because that could suck too much oil as well. So anyhow, I just thought this was an interesting video, and it just goes to show that these pressure gauges pay for themselves. And I'm Double Wide 6. In the bottom of the video, I'll link you up to where you can get one of these through Amazon. They're real handy in the shop. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll be making some more videos when I get time. Thanks.